Okay, y'all, today we got the Russell twins. Oh my God. They're from Kenner, Louisiana. They wrestled in AEW Dark, Ring of Honor. They got signed to All Caribbean Wrestling, which is Mark Henry's brand. And they are the Pro Wrestling 225 Tag Team Champions. Like, they're getting up there, y'all. How does it feel to have those championships on y'all's arms?
It is a true blessing and a true testament of what being a true tag team really is. Especially here, we represent the state of Louisiana as the Pro Wrestling 225 Tag Team Champions. And a lot of people don't know that we've been tag teaming since birth.
I mean, that's obvious. I think that's pretty obvious.
They don't know that we've been doing it. You know what I'm saying? They don't know that. So we got to let them know. And I think we got an advantage on a lot of people. And yeah, man, it's just hard work, dedication.
Was it always the plan to be a tag team?
So we grew up wrestling fans. I feel like it was a kind of destined to be since we're already twins. But I had my dreams to be like a singles wrestler. I think he had his dreams, but then I think we're just so good together. What better way?
Yeah, and the single stuff has yet to be seen. Maybe one day.
Yeah,
we'll see. But yeah, it's always been something that we just knew. We always been glued together. So it's kind of like literally. So we've always been just glued together, and we never left each other's side. So it's kind of like it was already predetermined, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Already written in the books, brother. You know what I'm saying? Sister. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Y'all can call me brother. It's fine. I'm good with it. So when did y'all start training?
I think we started training in 2018. Yes, and we trained for 2 years at a local school in New Orleans. It's been a good journey. It's been a learning opportunity. We made a lot of mistakes, and we learned from a lot of mistakes, and we're able to learn and apply them today. Yeah, just the training in general. We
just the constant grind. We constantly mentally, physically, spiritually. We're training everything that we possibly can. Because this wrestling business does take a toll on every aspect of your being. So you need to be on point, especially wrestling at a top level. We need to be able to just have everything, all the checks. I mean, all the boxes checked out. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So we got to make sure our cardio is good. We got to make sure our shape and size. I think I'm looking pretty good, but we gotta get our shape and size together. And so it's just really constant training, hard training, and training back then. Yes, we try to continuously repeat the same things that we've been taught, and continue to expound and grow on those things.
Right. The fundamentals and the basics are truly important, and that's what we learned in the 2 years we were training. And we still apply them today, and apply them and then develop them. For the better.
Was it always the plan to be wrestlers?
I had football aspirations, right? So we know how that goes, you know what I'm saying? After high school, you just like, dang, what else? What am I gonna do? And pro wrestling always been in the back of my mind, but it just became a reality after I graduated. I tried college and it wasn't for me. And just, man, we went to school and just went full throttle. It was like, man, if we gonna do this, we gonna give it out all. So yeah, football was my aspiration before, but now pro wrestling just became my biggest, and it became my life.
My older brother, he was like, when we were 4 years old, I saw Eddie Guerrero, doing a frog splash, right, and off a steel cage. And I'm sitting there like, yo, that absolutely blew my mind. And seeing that just it sold me right then and there. And immediately that's when I was like, this is what I want to do. And then he started to reveal to us people like Shawn Michaels, people like Triple H, people like Batista, John Cena, Undertaker, and just seeing those type of things. So that's the stuff that drew me in. And I had that deep desire.
The Hardy Boys.
The Hardy Boys, yeah.
So speaking of, who's y'all's favorite wrestlers like growing up?
The Hardy Boys. Yeah, like I look up to Jeff Hardy, like really Jeff Hardy, because his story. I didn't really know his story back then. Knowing his story now is different. But back then he was just man. It was just the way that he was. He was just himself, and I really admired that he was just himself. He wasn't like anybody else that was there. Yes, and then he was obviously teaming with his brother, so it was like, okay, we're brothers, so make that connection. But yeah, but yeah, that's like I would say Jeff Hardy.
Yeah, I mean, same. It was just like that, but mine was more so like the Pope, Elijah Burke. Seeing Elijah Burke for the first time in ECW, absolutely like blew my mind because we grew up in a not so good place, and going through constant like bullying and all this other crazy stuff. It's just seeing, constantly being put down by your fellow brethren. You know what I'm saying? And then seeing someone on TV in a predominantly white sport, right? Seeing someone like Elijah Burke, I see him with the braids with the beads in his hair, and I see that, and I'm like, yo, like this dude look like us, bro. This thing is crazy. So I was like, so I'm seeing him, and he's actually fire, and he's like out here doing his thing. So that made me like that gave me that extra that that confidence and that want and desire to really that was it. That was the thing that like in my heart it was like this is it's real, it's possible.
So which one of y'all is Jeff and which one of y'all is Matt?
Like I said, I'm more of the crazy one. I'm a little more I'm more reserved at the moment, but I can be a little unhinged sometimes. But I had my taste of the Lord today, so
but I would say he's more of a, to be honest, he's more of a Jeff. I can give it that. And he's more of a Jeff because he's more daredevilish. He'll do some crazy stuff out of nowhere. Right? Like I'm like, dang, okay, you all right? And then me, I'm more of a more of a technical wrestler. I don't really do all the flying. I may fly occasionally, you know what I'm saying? If my back feeling all right, you know what I'm saying? But then, we'll keep it.
What are some of y'all's like pre-match preparations?
I'd say our pre-match preparation, we like to exercise, we like to, talk to each other, but most importantly, we like to pray, and prayer is very important to us because it helps us to stay focused. God, like when God interferes, he makes all things perfect, right? And he helps us, he gives us the confidence, he gives us what we need in that moment when asked, when the nerves come, we're like, Lord, take this nerves from us and help us to glorify your name. And he comes through every single time.
He never fails.
Never fails. So prayer is the number one preparation. That's like our pre-workout. That's our thing. It's prayer. Yeah.
Can y'all like touch a little bit more on, growing up watching wrestling and desiring to be wrestlers, but not really seeing them that look like you?
Yeah, we were born in Kenner. We grew up in Kenner, but then we also had another place we went to, which was not so hot, right?
It's like Avondale.
Back then, it was pretty rough.
Oh yeah,
there was like shootouts and stuff every day. People dying, crazy. We nearly died. Yes. It was crazy. Just out and about, just people fighting, getting in fights all the time, everything. But being in a place like that, we really felt like there was no hope whatsoever. Felt like growing up in that type of environment, like we felt like, hey, look, this is what we're gonna be doing for the rest of our life. We're gonna be out here just living this way forever, and then of course like wrestling would be our escape. When we go through things like we just get in a fight or something and I'm just mad, or I just got bullied or something. And I at the time being a youngin', I didn't know how to defend myself, right? So I would let out my frustrations by watching wrestling. And watching wrestling, that stuff like really encouraged me and helped me to escape like it helped me to want to do that with others. But then like seeing people like Shad and JTG,
Yes.
like Elijah Burke, like Mark Henry, all those people, Booker T, all those people. That stuff, like just seeing that, though it was very scarce, but seeing them there, gave me that hope, and it really like put a fire up under our butts to want to like really make us want to go out and pursue. So like every time I'm at school, somebody's asking, "What do you want to be when you grow up?" I'm like, "I want to be a wrestler," and they're like, "Bro, be realistic." I'm like, "That is realistic." By the way, it's very, 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 very important to speak positivity over people's lives and not to tear people down, and to speak with always speak uplifting, because I see how much of an emotional toll that it took on me in my life back then and where we are now. Still got some work, but glory be to God. We got these Pro Wrestling 225 championships, wrestled on AEW Dark, AEW, what is it, Elevation?
Yeah.
Wrestled Ring of Honor, and now we're wrestling for All Caribbean Wrestling, and traveling out the country now,
with those same people we were watching on TV.
Yeah, with the same people that we're watching on TV. And it's just a testament of how God operates, So it's just a true blessing. So
Y'all said y'all nearly died one time. Can y'all get into that if y'all want to? If you're not comfortable, then y'all don't have to.
It was my brother, but then my older brother. A little kid, he had like this, I don't know what it's called. I'm sorry.
Yeah, like a hole in his neck.
He had a hole in his neck. He had the white thing on around it. And he was like maybe 8 years old. We just playing football in our yard. And it was a guy like riding a bike down the street.
I mean, he was hauling it.
Yeah, he was riding like fast, like down the street. And then there's another guy across the field. And he did
next to our house.
Yes, he didn't care. He didn't do it. He was just shooting. And he was trying to shoot the guy behind us. But we were like in the crossfire, and it was crazy because a lot of people don't know, when you see bullet, like you can see the bullets like coming towards you because they're like orange little BBs. They doing this. It's not like straight. It's like this, and it's like, so you don't know really where to go, right? All you got to do is just hope it don't hit you. And we see the grass flying up. I'm like, oh my gosh. And yeah, it was just that. And I remember vividly my older brother, he like jumped on top of the little boy with the hole in his neck. And yeah, that's like a vivid memory that I got of that. So that was a scary moment, but once you get through things like that, you know what I'm saying, it helps you grow, helps you become more wise and more knowledgeable in those situations, and to be more self-aware.
That this life is very short.
Oh yeah, don't take it for granted.
Yeah, to not take this life for granted.
How old were y'all?
Yeah, 10 or 11. Yes.
To the grave, y'all's motto. Tell me about that.
So to the grave, you may see us do that often. What that means is more of a lifestyle, right? So to the grave is more of like who we are, and everything that we do, we strive to do everything to the grave. That is till death, right? You may hear during marriage, until death do us part. Until death do us part, right? To the grave. On this earth, we're gonna give it our all. When we put our minds to something, we're gonna give it our all, and everything we do is to the grave.
Y'all have wrestled in many promotions, which is so cool.
Yes.
How nerve-wracking is it to like get those opportunities, just and you're wrestling in front of a bigger crowd? Just tell me how it is. Just tell me how nerve-wracking it is.
It's very nerve-wracking in the beginning. The nerves start to obviously roll in, but I find it easier to wrestle in front of a larger crowd than it is a smaller crowd. When we got to Ring of Honor and AEW, when we got there, we were nervous, extremely nervous. We didn't know we were having a match until maybe 10 minutes before, right? So that, and then we get dressed, and then we have to just walk out there. And now we're standing in the ring, and we're just looking at all these people, and we just had a moment to say, you know what, like, the thing I've been dreaming about, like I've been going to sleep and like seeing in my mind the things I've been just imagining. I'm like here. I'm here right now. So all the nerves just boom went away, and we just take advantage of that opportunity. We take advantage of every opportunity, even when we're in the Caribbeans, seeing new people, different cultures and things. It's just we just soak it in, take advantage of the opportunity, and just make the best of the opportunity. And then like I said, all the nerves just go out the window. Scary though, but it goes out the window.
Yeah, it felt almost like we're destined to be there, like we're supposed to be there. I felt this like sense of comfortability.
Yes.
Like there's this energy that came over me. I was like, bro, this is where we belong. Like this is where we belong. Like in front of a mass crowd of people. This is where we belong. And I feel more comfortable there sometimes. Like when I think about it, it's like I felt at home, you know? Like I felt that is what I'm supposed to do. So yeah, feel more comfortable doing that than in the indie show.
I guess so. I get very nervous when we have the Pro Wrestling 225 shows. I'm nervous because man, we represent Louisiana. I feel in the tag team division right now, and being at Pro Wrestling 225 and seeing like just these people. These are like your people. Like these are our people. You know, all different types of people, but they are our people, right? And it's just like man, that's nerve wracking in itself. Just because when we're out there, it's just so hot. You know what I'm saying? It's just everything is just, crazy. So that's very nerve wracking.
So now y'all are on y'all's way to the Bahamas yet again. All
Yes.
Caribbean wrestling. How is it different?
I don't know. It's like the culture is different, you know. The chants are different.
Oh yeah.
You know, like how Japan has their own, their crowd is specific. The Bahamas crowd is specific. And I'm telling you, they're loud and they're rowdy. They're very loud. And they don't stop. Like you think like they're gonna die down a little bit. No, it's just a continuous. It's like it just continues to go up and up and up and up. So yeah, it's just always a privilege and a blessing to be out there. So it's just fun.
So and also like when we're out there, they don't really get like WWE like that as often as they would, like so being out there. First off, it's really humbling. It's a humbling experience. Yeah, we see the beauty, but we also see the other side. And it's like, man, I remember going to the venue and there's all these kids, these like little kids, they like barefoot and all this stuff. And I'm like, and they come up to us and, they take pictures. Oh, can I take a picture here? I'm like, man, this is pretty cool. But then just being able to put on a show for them and all this stuff, that like stuff makes my day. Because they get to see, yes, they look at us like we're larger than life,
And what are some of the things that they chant that is like unheard of?
Oh, 242. Yeah. That's Bahamas. Yeah, like in the Bahamas, they chant. I didn't know what they were saying at first. It was like 242, 242. I'm like, what does this mean? Like, I'm like, yeah, I'm trying to react. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay, 242. And then
So eventually they start chanting DRT.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, yeah, you know what I mean? But they have these like things. I don't know, man. These like beeper things, and it's like super loud. I don't know what. Like I don't know what it is. It's like this whistle thing, but it's a beep, and it's like I don't know. And when everybody's doing it, I'm like, all right, y'all got to stop. You know what I'm saying? Like it's getting it's getting a bit much, but it's loud, it's rowdy,
and it's cool. It's amazing people. Everybody's loving, they're kind, and we just love being there. And we cannot wait to go back.
So y'all have yet to wrestle separately.
We have. I've had the opportunity to wrestle my mentor, Pope Elijah Burke, in a strap match. It was very rough. So, all the frustration I put him through, he finally got the opportunity to whoop me like like a father would do, right? You know what I'm saying? So I was in the ring getting whipped and beat, you know what I'm saying? And it was a fun, humbling experience.
Yes. Yeah. I had a match against JTG and Elijah Burke. And those were very humbling. One time I was a champion, Love Alive charity, world heavyweight champion. I'm not trying to toot my own horn or whatever, but then also I wrestled Pope, and that was I had a little bone to pick with him. I wanted my opportunity, so I went and got that opportunity, and yeah, I still lost, but it was
He shocked me. I was like, dude, you didn't just see what happened to me. Like, you about to go out there and try to, you know, but
I had to do what I had to do, and it was a privilege. So I'm happy.
So my last question, I love to ask wrestlers this, because you never know when someone will watch this and they want to wrestle. So, like, what advice do y'all have for aspiring wrestlers, especially ones that look like y'all?
So one thing I'd really, and I stress this a lot, and this is gonna go a little deep. You could chase your dreams. You could chase. You don't just have to be wrestling. You could chase anything. Just make sure you do it to the best of your ability. But the one thing about wrestling, you want to really understand how to separate you from you on camera, and that is very important. So try not to. You're not necessarily you on camera, but you're just be yourself uh, and learn. Be a sponge. Be able to receive knowledge. Don't be so quick to just jump back. If we was to jump back, we wouldn't have learned any of the stuff that we were able to learn. So just be a sponge. A sponge just sits there, soaks up things, and just does its job. And that's what we're supposed to do in this business. And when you do that, you're able to learn from any and everybody. You can never get too much advice. You know, it's better to have different advices to choose from, right? Like, yeah, but yeah, be a sponge, receive knowledge, and continue to just work hard. Yep. And most importantly, I encourage everyone to put God first before all things, and He will guide your steps and point your steps to where you need to be. You know, because wrestling ain't for everybody, but if it is for you, it'll be, and that's what it is.